June 9th, 1999. As the war raged on in the heights of Kargil, there came a moment that would forever define the character of the enemy that India was fighting. It was on that day that Pakistan handed over the bodies of Captain Saurabh Kalia and 5 other soldiers to India. They came home wrapped in the tricolour to a grieving nation and family. But soon that grief would turn into rage. A post-mortem examination revealed that the Pakistanis had tortured their prisoners of war before killing them. Their eyes were punctured, their limbs and private parts had been chopped off, their skulls and bones had been broken. This was brutality that defied every basic tenet of humanity and every rule of war as well. Captain Saurabh Kalia was 22. He had been commissioned into the 4 Jat Regiment just 5 months ago. Kargil was his first posting. A month after Captain Kalia's mutilated body came home, came a moment that defined the character of the Indian Army and the moral fibre it is made of. The day was 15th of June 1999. The 13th Battalion of the Jammu and Kashmir Rifle, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Joshi, had won a hard-fought battle to capture point 4875 in the Mashko Valley. "18 years later, Lieutenant Colonel Joshi is now Lieutenant General Joshi, and his voice still carries the pride of that victory.
I must admit that, when we launched the first attack, there is fear. Nobody wants to, walk into a hail of bullets. The terrain in that area was so difficult and it totally favored the defender. But I must say that, there was fear in the mind of the enemy also, I'm sure. But who dares wins.
Behind this moment of pride was the pain of losing the men on whom this victory rested. In the 54 days of fighting that the unit saw, 16 men, including 2 officers and 14 other ranks, had been martyred. Amongst them, Captain Vikram Batra and Major Ajay Jasrotia.
We are like a family, and the loss of even one life, it is so painful, and it can't be explained actually,
As the tricolour fluttered proudly atop point 4875 and the troops posed for this customary picture, there was a dilemma that the Indian Army faced. Scattered on the heights were the bodies of Pakistani soldiers that Islamabad had refused to accept.
If Pakistan doubts them, it is for their representatives to come and see the bodies. We have not yet received a response from Pakistan through the ICRC. It is very clear that Pakistan is fully aware of the identities of these bodies, but they do not wish to acknowledge this fact, as it would immediately expose the army's involvement in Kargil.
Our Saurabh is not going to come back, that is for sure. Another person who's fighting for the country, he should be assured that if somewhere during the fight I'm captured, I will be treated nicely.
This campaign will continue. Hell, I'm alive. Maybe I'm alone.
There was nothing on the face. It was like this much.
The memory of Captain Saurabh Kalia's mutilated body was fresh in every soldier's mind. So was the grief of losing 16 of their own unit members. But the right thing had to be done. These Pakistani soldiers, 11 of them, were enemies when they lived, but in their death, they had become fellow soldiers martyred in the line of duty. The unit decided they deserved a burial fit for a soldier.
We're carrying out the burial of 7 Pakistani soldiers who have laid down their life in combat here as a mark of respect to the soldiers who have died. These people were the enemy, And just about 2 days back, we were fighting them. And we had lost a lot of comrades. We had lost Vikram Batra, we had lost Ajay Jasrotia, we had lost so many Jawans. So the initial angst was definitely there, but then finally he was dead. The soldier was dead, even though he was the enemy. So realization was there that we need to give them a decent burial, and the troops also understood after that.
जो एक सम्मान हम अपने सैनिक को देते थे, जो यहाँ देते हैं, वैसे सेम सैनिक सम्मान के साथ उनको वहीं पे दफनाया गया, ताकि उनकी देश को नहीं सही, आर्मी को नहीं सही, लेकिन उनके परिवार वालों को एक संदेश जाए कि कम से कम पाकिस्तान से तो इंडिया अच्छा है.
A decision had been taken, but there was a practical problem. Finding a Maulvi to conduct the last rites of these Pakistani soldiers at a height of 16,000 feet would mean that the army would have to move mountains. One Maulvi, quite literally, walked up a mountain to get there. Naik Ikraj Nabi from 16 Grenadiers was finally located in Dras. He trekked 9 hours to get to this point.
मेरे हाथ में स्टिक थी, मेरे साथ में 4 सोल्जर थे. वो कह रहे थे मुझे कि आप मौलवी साहब मेरे कंधों पे बैठ जाओ. मैंने कहा कि मैं मर सकता हूँ, जान जा सकती है, आपके कंधों पे नहीं बैठूँगा. मुझे ये दिल में बहुत खुशी हो रही थी कि मेरे मुल्क के लिए, मेरे मुल्क की शान के लिए मैं अपने आप को कैसे पेश करूँ. मेरा पूरा परिवार फौज में है. हमारे गांव का जो कल्चर जो है बहुत ही बेहतर है.
Naik Nabi comes from a village in Rajasthan that has given 17 martyrs to the country. He had himself taken 8 bullets in a counter-insurgency operation in Doda in 1995. When the call came to bury Pakistani soldiers, he didn't hesitate even for a moment.
मुझे ये हुक्म मिला कि आप वो पाकिस्तान की जनाजे की नमाज़ पढ़ाएंगे, तो मुझे बहुत बड़ी खुशी हुई इस बात की कि मेरा मुल्क, मेरा वतन, मेरी आर्मी, मेरा घर कितना बड़ा भाग्यशाली है कि उनकी डेड बॉडियों को पाकिस्तानी जो सेना है वो एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर रही और हम उनको बाइज्जत किस तरीके से सुपुर्द खा कर रहे हैं. ये हमें बहुत बड़ा फ़ख्र महसूस हो रहा था.
Brigadier S.V. Bhaskar, then a young major, was there that day.
Just to give a brief prelude to what happened before that, while these bodies were being lifted, I just saw one of our boy who was lifting the body. He told the other boy, "जरा देख के उठाना, संभाल के उठाना." Someone else, he just pointed out, "क्या ये तो मर चुका है." So he said, "तो क्या हुआ? ये मर गया तो क्या हुआ? ये भी एक सैनिक है, चाहे हमारे दुश्मन का ही सैनिक हो, और अपने देश के लिए शहीद हुआ है." So the way he conveyed it, I think that sums it up all for everyone.
In the last 18 years, since the Kargil war, there have been numerous instances of the Pakistani army or their proxies beheading and mutilating the bodies of Indian soldiers. Looking back, Brigadier Bhaskar says the decision of burying 11 enemy soldiers with full respect showed the world the difference between India and Pakistan. He also hopes not to see another war in his lifetime.
Because more than anyone else, a soldier hates war. Because the turbulences of a war and all, war does affect your psyche in many ways, which for every person that experience is different. It brings with its own set of good things, bad things, miserable things, bad and good memories and all. But beyond that, that's ultimately the reason why we have joined the army. While we would like to avoid it, but if it comes, I won't like to be left out of it.
The ironies a war throws up are many, and once in a while, there is humor as well.
Apart from firing, we were also threatening each other, we were abusing each other. Punjabi being a common language, all the choicest abuses were being used. It was part of a, you can say, psychological ploy or whatever. And while we were firing, whenever we got a chance, whenever we saw someone, the firing at times became very intense. So at that time, one Pakistani from across, he suddenly shouted when there was a little bit of a break in the firing. He said, "Sati, इतना fire क्यों कर रहे हो? मत fire करो, हम चले जाएंगे, बस हमें माधुरी दीक्षित दे दो." So it was quite funny coming from a person who knew that every second matters, every second may be the last of his life.
It is often said that no army is better than its soldiers. In its one act of insaniyat, in the middle of a brutal, bloody war, the Indian Army showed us why it is the finest. Coming up next, two legends of Kargil and the one who lived to tell the tale. In the winter of 1998-1999, under the leadership of their new army chief, General Pervez Musharraf, the Pakistani army had started sending troops to occupy the heights of Kargil that overlook the strategically important National Highway 1. This highway, connecting Srinagar to Leh, cuts through Kargil, and the Pakistani plan was to sever this link and cause Indian forces to withdraw from the Siachen Glacier, thus forcing India to negotiate a settlement of the broader Kashmir dispute. On 17th May, the Jammu and Kashmir Rifle was given 72 hours to move to Kargil. In the 54 days of their deployment, the unit had shown exceptional courage and managed to recapture 5 heights from the Pakistanis in Tololing and the Mushko sector. It was awarded with 37 gallantry awards, including 2 Paramveer Chakras.
जब विक्रम कारगिल युद्ध में अपने दुश्मनों से जूझ रहे थे, तब वो जब बेस कैंप पे आए तो उन्होंने मेरे को टेलीफोनिकली बातचीत की मेरे से। तो मैंने पूछा कि भी वहाँ का कैसा माहौल है, कहते खूब धड़ाधड़ तोपें चल रही हैं, खूब मज़ा आ रहा है।
This picture shows a young Lieutenant Vikram Batra being promoted to the rank of captain after the battle for point 5140.
People wrote there that they are very much proud of the Captain Vikram Batra. He has brought valor to the country.
Batra was a big loss, not only personally for me, for the battalion and for the Indian Army. He was a very young officer, and he also incidentally was promoted in battle on top of Tololing. We gave him the 3rd pip. A very bubbly young officer with lots of initiative and go. There was never a no.
He killed two, 3 Pakistani on the top, and after that, due to his sacrifice, we captured 4 at Santa in daylight.
He was martyred a few days later in the battle for point 4875.
We were preparing for the launch of attack on point 5140. We did the entire initial planning, did the reconnaissance, made the plans. Then I asked him that, as a company commander, after you capture your portion of point 5140, you have to give me the success signal. What will be a success signal? Let me know. So he thought for a while, and then he told me, that he said, "Sir, my success signal will be ye dil mange more." So I asked him why this very unique kind of success signal. He said, "Sir, I'll capture the bunkers, and I'll be looking for some more bunkers to capture." And incidentally, when we finally captured point 5140, he did come on the net and did give me the success signal "Dil Mange More," which became a household name during Operation Vijay.
Captain Batra was honoured with India's highest gallantry award, the Paramveer Chakra, posthumously. The lesser-known story is of Naib Subedar Sanjay Kumar, who was also awarded the PVC for showing exceptional courage in the face of danger.
ये अवार्ड जब मिला था, जब डिक्लेयर हुआ था, तो पहले तो विश्वास ही नहीं होता था इस चीज़ के ऊपर कि जीवित में ये चीज़ मिलना, क्योंकि और दूसरी बात ये थी कि हमें ये भी आइडिया नहीं था कि हमारे नाम के हैं, क्योंकि जिस दिन ऑपरेशन ख़त्म हुआ, मैं इंजर्ड था, तो मैं उसी टाइम जब ऑपरेशन ख़त्म हुआ तकरीबन शाम को 5 बजे, उसी दिन रात को मैं वहाँ से डाउन हो गया। जो जवान वैसे और कंपनी के भी जो डेथ हुए हमारे, उन तक जब डॉक्टर साहब टाइम से नहीं पहुँचा, उनकी डेथ है, चाहे उसको गोली टांग में थी या किसी और जगह थी, और जिसके बाद डॉक्टर साहब पहुँच गया, उसको जितना मर्जी इंजर्ड था वो आज जीवित है। वो एक अपनी उसमें आ जाता है ना कि अगर गोली लग गई तो गोली लगने के बाद मैं मर जाऊंगा, जहर फैल जाएगा या मेरा ब्लड निकल जाएगा, तो यानी एक सोच बन जाती है जवान के अंदर। तो वहाँ डॉक्टर साहब का टाइम पे पहुँचना, चाहे वो इंजेक्शन पानी का भर के लगा दे, टैबलेट सर दर्द के बजाय फीवर की दे दे या किसी और की दे दे, लेकिन दिल में तसल्ली होती है कि मुझे ट्रीटमेंट मिल गया।
It was soldiers like Naib Subedar Sanjay Kumar, Captain Vikram Batra, Captain Ajay Jasrotia, Colonel Joshi and Major Bhaskar who won Kargil in the summer of 1999. By the time the war ended, India had lost 527 soldiers. All men who had worn their uniform with pride and died protecting its honor.
There was nothing on the face. It was like this much.
सौरभ का इशू नहीं है, ये तो हमारे पूरे देश का इशू।
It was a very severe counter-attack and he gave a very, very stiff resistance to us.
I would say it was an unfortunate part. Their role was not seen.
मैंने पूछा कि भी वहाँ का कैसा माहौल है, कहते खूब धड़ाधड़ तोपें चल रही हैं, खूब मज़ा आ रहा है।
खतरा तो है जी अभी भी, मगर डर सा लगता है कि ऐसा फिर वापस ना आए ऐसा।
I feel that memory is short and civil, and the people start forgetting our heroes.
Theirs is a story that cannot be forgotten.